Hi, I'm Cora, and I used to think I had hit the jackpot when I married my software engineer husband. 3 years into what seemed like a perfect marriage, I'm discovering that golden handcuffs aren't just a Silicon Valley thing. Have you looked at these utility bills? You're spending way too much on electricity. My mother-in-law, Patricia, was at our house again, shuffling through our mail like it was her personal filing cabinet. Mom, maybe we should let Cora handle our own finances. Derek spoke softly, but his eyes were fixed on his laptop screen, not even looking up at his mother. Nonsense. I managed the regional bank for 20 years. You think a marketing person knows better than me? I bit my tongue, remembering how Patricia had helped us with our house down payment. Ever since then, she'd been slowly taking over every financial decision in our lives. Hey, bestie, you look like you need a drink. Sarah slid into the booth across from me at our usual lunch spot. Spill it. She's now demanding to see our credit card statements. Says she needs to audit our spending. Girl, that's not normal. My mother-in-law doesn't even know where we bank. I stirred my untouched coffee. Yesterday, she criticized me for buying organic groceries. Said I was wasting Derek's hard-earned money. His money? Don't you both work? That's what I said. But Derek just sat there while she lectured me about being financially responsible. Have you talked to him about this? Last week I tried. He said I was being ungrateful, that his mom is just trying to help us build wealth. And doing what with your paychecks? They go straight into our joint account, which she now monitors daily. She even set up alerts for any purchase over $100. That's messed up, Cora. What happens if you try to change things? I lowered my voice, fighting back tears. Derek said if I can't appreciate his mother's financial expertise, maybe I should find somewhere else to live. Can you believe that? His exact words were, "Mom knows best, and if you don't like it, you're free to leave." He threatened to make you homeless over his mom's control issues? Yeah, and get this. Patricia started talking about divorce lawyers she knows, like she was waiting for this moment. Girl, this isn't just about money anymore. This is about control. I nodded, finally letting the tears fall. I feel like I'm trapped in a cage made of gold. Every time I try to assert myself, Patricia tightens her grip, and Derek backs her up. Last month, she even suggested I quit my job to save on expenses. Said working in marketing was a waste when Derek makes enough for both of us. That's it. We're getting you help. My cousin's a financial advisor. Let's talk to him. I can't. Patricia monitors our phone bills too. She'll see if I call anyone related to finance. Then use my phone. This isn't going to get better on its own, Cora. You need to protect yourself. The next morning, my card got declined at Starbucks. Embarrassed, I called the bank from Sarah's phone. I'm sorry, Mrs. Anderson, but your access to the joint accounts has been restricted. The primary account holder made these changes yesterday. My hands shook as I drove to meet my brother, James. As a financial advisor, he'd know what to do. She did what? James stared at the bank statements I'd managed to print before losing access. Apparently, Derek signed papers giving her full control. I can't even see our balances anymore. This is a classic financial abuse pattern. Look at these transfers. She's been moving money around between accounts for months. What do you mean? She's creating a paper trail that makes your spending look irresponsible. See these large withdrawals? They're timed right after your deposits. I felt sick. But those aren't my withdrawals. Exactly. And look. She's got Derek convinced you're bleeding money, but she's the one orchestrating it. My phone buzzed. Derek. Where are you? Mom's trying to review our budget. I'm done with her budgets. She locked me out of our accounts. Because you can't be trusted. You spent $200 at Target last week. On groceries and household supplies. For our home. Mom says, I don't care what she says. I want access to my own money. It's our money, and Mom's protecting us from your reckless spending. Don't come home until you've calmed down. James grabbed the phone. Listen here, you mama's boy. I snatched it back, ending the call. His father warned me, at the wedding. Michael knew this would happen. He pulled me aside and said, she did this to Derek's first girlfriend too, and his sister, and me. I thought he was just bitter about their divorce. Did he say what happened to them? Derek's sister moved across the country. The ex-girlfriend had to file for bankruptcy after trying to fight Patricia in court. And Michael? He signed everything over to her in the divorce just to get away. My phone buzzed again. Patricia this time. You ungrateful little gold digger. After everything I've done for you. Done to me, you mean? I've seen this before. Wives who think they can just waste their husband's money. You'll thank me when you're not living in a cardboard box. Is that a threat? It's a promise, dear. Cross me, and you'll never work in this city again. Ask Michael what happened to his teaching career. I hung up, hands trembling. James was already typing on his laptop. I'm documenting everything. The account lockout, the threats, the history with other family members. Do you have somewhere safe to stay? Sarah offered her guest room. Good. Because this isn't just about money anymore. Patricia's building a trap, and Derek's helping her dig the pit. Living in Sarah's guest room wasn't ideal, but it gave me space to think. We were reviewing security camera footage from my home office when my phone lit up with an unknown number. Cora? It's Michael. Can we meet? 20 minutes later, I sat across from Derek's father at a quiet diner. His hand shook as he pulled out a thick manila envelope. I've been keeping records. Ever since she started with you, I knew history was repeating itself. Why didn't you warn me more clearly? Would you have believed me? Nobody believed me 20 years ago. But I kept everything. Bank statements, recordings, letters. She almost had me committed when I tried to expose her. Committed? How? She convinced Derek I was having paranoid delusions. That's when I knew I'd lost my son. Here's the real estate documents showing how she forced the sale of my teaching pension, and the restraining order she filed to keep me away from Derek, all based on lies. Sarah slid into the booth next to me, laptop ready. We've got screenshots of every threatening text, plus recordings of her latest financial advice sessions. Those weekly budget meetings where she makes you list every purchase? Yep, been recording them for months. Plus pictures of all the emergency withdrawals she made from our accounts. She did the same to me. Michael pushed another document across the table. Look at the pattern. She isolates, then controls, then destroys. Derek's sister Amy barely escaped. I found Amy on social media. Sarah turned her laptop around. She's willing to testify about the fake credit cards Patricia opened in her name. My phone buzzed. Derek again. Mom's worried sick. She says you're spreading lies about her. Funny, I haven't talked to anyone except her victims. Stop being dramatic. Just come home and apologize. Sure, right after you explain these withdrawals. What withdrawals? The ones totaling exactly the amount of my annual salary, transferred to an account in your mom's name? Silence. Then, she's protecting our future. By stealing my income? It's not stealing if we're married. Everything belongs to both of us. Then why can't I access any of it? Because you're acting crazy! Mom says. When did you become her puppet? That's it. I'm filing for divorce. Mom knows a great lawyer. Of course she does. Tell her to expect some interesting evidence in discovery. I hung up, hands steady for the first time in days. Michael nodded approvingly. You're stronger than I was. Sarah, show her the offshore account traces. Found 3 so far. All linked to Patricia's private banking network. She's been skimming from every family member she controls. Time to end her reign. I pulled out my own file. I've got the federal banking guidelines she violated as a manager, plus documentation of every psychological trick she's used. The lawyer's ready. We move tomorrow. The conference room at Derek's company fell silent as I walked in with my legal team. Patricia sat next to him, looking smug until she saw Michael and Amy behind me. This is a private meeting about company finances? Perfect topic. Let's discuss the unauthorized transfers from corporate accounts. Derek's boss leaned forward. What transfers? The ones Patricia arranged using Derek's login credentials. Funny how they match deposits to her offshore accounts. That's a lie. Patricia stood up, but Amy stepped forward. Like the lies you told about Dad? or the credit card fraud you committed in my name. The company's legal counsel spread out our documentation. Mrs. Anderson, these transactions show systematic theft spanning 3 years. Derek authorized everything. Tell them. Did he authorize the transfers from his colleagues' retirement accounts too? The room erupted. Derek's face went pale as his coworkers started pulling out their phones, checking their accounts. You said those were investment reallocations, he whispered to his mother. She says a lot of things. Like telling the school board I was unstable when I discovered her embezzlement 20 years ago. The HR director was already dialing. Security, please escort Mrs. Patricia Anderson from the building. And Derek, consider yourself suspended pending investigation. You ungrateful little witch! After everything I've done for this family. You mean to this family. Sarah, show them the withdrawal records. My best friend projected a detailed spreadsheet. Every deposit Cora made transferred to Patricia's personal accounts within hours, plus documented threats of homelessness when questioned. That's not illegal! Patricia struggled against security. A mother protecting family assets is different from a former bank manager using insider knowledge to commit fraud, my lawyer interrupted. The banking commission is very interested in your creative accounting. Derek, are you just going to stand there? But Derek was staring at his phone, watching his colleagues withdraw from projects under his supervision. You cost me everything. He finally looked at me. My job, my reputation. No, your blind loyalty to her did that. The divorce papers are being delivered to your office. Don't worry about splitting assets. Your mother already took care of that. As security escorted them out, Derek's boss turned to me. The company will cooperate fully with the investigation. And I'm sorry we didn't see this sooner. 3 months later, I sat in my new apartment, watching the news report on Patricia's indictment. Sarah poured wine while James ordered dinner. Did you see Derek's LinkedIn? He's working tech support in another state. And Patricia's house is up for auction to pay restitution. I smiled, feeling lighter than I had in years. You know what's funny? She actually thought she was untouchable. What would you have done if you discovered that your spouse was secretly working with their parent to monitor and control your finances? Would you try to collect evidence quietly like Cora did? Or would you confront them immediately? Have you ever experienced someone trying to control you through money? How did you handle it? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience might help someone else facing a similar situation. Financial abuse often hides behind help and protection, making it hard to recognize until it's too late. If you found Cora's story meaningful, consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more stories that bring hidden relationship dynamics into the light. Let's keep building this community where we can discuss these important issues together.